Alright, hey, it's Paul here. So today actually we're going to be doing a pretty quick tutorial, just going to show you how to make really easy waves for pretty basic animation. There are different ways of going about this, but these are just your basic waves. You can also add a ripple effect if you're really wanting to have that kind of cool water effect. But right now it's just all in the basics. So what we're definitely going to want to go down to is shapes. Shapes you're going to want to go to, because this is the only way it'll work. You can use line if you want to get kind of a more directional feel to it, but right now we're just going to use circle, just to get that little bit of a circular feel, I guess. I don't know, that was something I was trying to go on, and that sentence really failed. Alright, so now that you've got your circle, you want to go to modifiers. Go to modifiers, you're going to want to find Garnet Maker, in the G's, obviously. Garnet, I don't know, I didn't really. Now, if you're wondering, you can see what it looks like if you go here, and you can go to edged faces and you can see all your little garnets here, all your little different edges that have been made. Now, this is just the beginning of it. With this, you can go in here and you can choose the density of it. You can up it just a little bit more. That's pretty intense. You may want to go down one. Alright, that looks just about fine. Pretty basic. I know. Now, you're going to want to go in here and you want to find wave. Obviously in the W's. Pointing out the obvious. Then you go to wave here. Now, from what it looks like, there's not much change into it. Even though you've applied the wave, it hasn't been made. So you can go up here, you can change the amplitude of each one. So, say if I was going to go here, and maybe I'm going to go 0.5. Alright. And for amplitude 2, go 0.5 again. Alright, so as you can see, still looking like it's looking like a potato chip, really, kind of a wavy little laze thing going on here. We don't really want that. So that's where you have to choose what your wavelength is. You can change that up. Maybe it'll add some change. Alright, so maybe a shorter wavelength isn't exactly helping. Oh, wait a minute, we've struck gold. There you go, see? You change your wavelength, you've got that ripply feel to it. Look at that. Still got that segmented line look to it, though. Maybe we can change it up just a little bit. Maybe we can differ the amplitude of one wave. Maybe lower the amplitude of the other. I don't know. What do you think? Still got a little bit of a wave feel, huh? A little bit of that laze chip feel, so maybe you'll try changing the amplitude just a little bit more. In the negatives. There we go. See? That's too much. That's just enough. So it looks like for us, it does vary on what kind of thing you're using. So if you're, that's what it is, a radius. I should have thought of that earlier. You're looking for a radius. Your radius is completely dependent also on this. Now, your phase should be pretty obvious, is what phase of the wave it's in. And also, you're going to want to look for decay. Is not that important in my opinion. It can be for other people if that's what you want, but for me, I don't really like the decay. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try taking this away. Let's go just 5. Let's just go to 5. Still nothing, huh? Alright, let's just keep changing this up and see what we can get out of it. So we've got decent wavelengths, but they aren't working. So let's try changing the amplitude again. Pretty thick amplitude. Now change the other amplitude as well. Let's try to get some harsh waves. So now we can change this up again. Alright, those are looking like some pretty harsh waves. At about -3, it's looking like kind of a jumbled mess. Now you look at it, if you take off edge faces, you're gonna look and think, I'm pretty sure water is not that pointy. Now, if you were living in a polygon world where everything was based on 2-bit or 3-bit, kind of like this, maybe. But you want smooth waves. You want clean water-looking water. Of course it has to look like that. So, what would we do? Well, there's a certain modifier, which is actually one of my favorites. You can go down here to the T's, and you'll find something called a turbo smooth. Just click on it, and all your troubles will partially go away. Still looking pretty harsh, huh? Alright then, well, if that's your case, well, maybe you should try going back to the wave. Maybe the amplitude was a little bit too high on this, so let's try lowering the amplitude just a little bit. Ah, now that's better. Lower the amplitude just a little bit more. Kind of add a little bit more to this. Alright, now that's looking more like a subtle wave. Almost like a puddle, if you ask me. Now you can up the scale of this just a little bit, not too much though. Now there's that grid in the way. Now if you really want to just get rid of that grid, just press G. And it'll come back if you press G again, don't worry if you've lost your grid. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now, you're wondering, well, how do I get it to move? If I go here, nothing's going to happen. Well, obviously nothing's going to happen. What you're going to go do, of course it made sense out of that, brilliant. You can also change the amount of smoothness you want onto this, if you're that kind of an intense person, but you should only go past 2, maybe. I don't know, 2 would be your safe zone, 3's if you got a good computer, you can go past that if you got a really nice computer. Alright, so if you really want to make these waves move now, want to go into auto key. Now remember an auto key, you move anything, it's going to actually repeat it. This is step 1, so this one, maybe we'll go to like phase -6. Go all the way over to phase 100 here. And we'll go down some more. Maybe around phase, I don't know, let's go about 15. Alright, so you stop auto keying, you take a look at it. Alright, now if you look at it though, if you were to play this right now, just play it. Looking pretty choppy one. Alright, so we'll stop it. Kind of click away from that, try to get another look at it. Looking pretty quick there, a little bit choppy. So maybe you want to try, alright, thanks self. Alright, so if you look at it, you got your water. You can obviously edit this just a little bit. It's a nice little patch of water. Maybe a little bit too harsh. You can go edit that if you want. You can go delete this keyframe. Just go to your delete key. Very handy, obviously. You can go back all the way over here to frame 100. Nothing will move. Go back here to wave, and maybe you want to increase it only by a little bit. Maybe you want slow, calming waves. Well, if you play it, you'll have slow, calming waves. Sure, it's a little bit. Remember, very basic though. This is, you can tinker with it on your own. This is just your starting point. With that, you can add lighting, you can add all your different terrain around here. Maybe you got like a little bit of an oasis, or you can kind of go in there and add a little bit of a river along the side. But right now, as I said before, it's just basic. I'll have more tutorials up later. At the moment, thank you for watching. Comment, do whatever you people do, and goodbye.